Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tony. I am bringing you a deck profile today. I know it's been a long time since I have done any videos on this channel. Had a lot of stuff going on, and I'm hoping this year to be putting out some more content that is part of my New Year's resolution. So I guess this is a little bit of notification to that, and a little bit of an introduction to the deck profile. So what I'm going to be bringing today is my Thunder Dragon deck that I've been playing. I took it to locals last week, and it performed pretty well. It's a little bit different from a lot of what's running around out there, and I do have some different variations on it that I want to bring also. I have an Invoked one that I played when the deck first came out. That was pretty fun. Right now I'm playing Brilliant version of it. That's a little bit different from some of the versions you may have seen out there. You probably won't see one of the danger ones because I don't have the money to buy the dangers right now. But this is by no means a budget deck profile either. I went out and pre-ordered all the cards when they came out because I knew this was the deck that I really wanted to play and something that I really thought I would have a lot of fun with, which I have so far now that I've finally found a build that I like. So I wanted to bring it to you guys today, and these deck profiles, I don't put them out there so that I can go and say that my deck is the end-all be-all, it's the best deck, it's better than everybody else's. That's not what this is all about. I want to get ideas from you guys too, and see what you think about it, and see what you think maybe I should change, or hopefully get some ideas for your decks that you can try out that might be a little bit different from what everybody else is doing. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, I'm still running 3 Batteryman Solar in my build. I like the way that it runs personally, and I will show you guys a combo later on that will let you get Summon Sorceress or Saryuja out. Using this card, you're able to dump some stuff into the graveyard and kind of get your plays going, which is nice. 3 Thunder Dragon Matrix, which is kind of like your play starter of the deck. It really gets things going, and it's your only other normal summon, so it's important to have that card in there. 3 of the OG Thunder Dragon. You can use its effect multiple times per turn, so if you need to get extra ones in the graveyard, it's good. Otherwise, it's just a hand effect, kind of to get things rolling, to summon your other Thunder Dragons out. And then the last 3 of Monster that I'm playing is Thunder Dragon Dark. This is a searcher of the deck. It's really good. You banish it, you can search any Thunder Dragon card out, so even the fusion spell if you wind up needing it, which is great. Then I'm running 2 Thunder Dragon Roar. That's your special summon card, so if you banish it and you're able to special summon any Thunder Dragon from your deck. So usually you want to go banish Roar, summon Dark, search out Thunder Dragon Hawk, which I'm running 2 of, and then you can get a revival, so you're able to like really get your plays going. And then on to the last Thunder Dragon monster specifically that I'm playing is 1 Thunder Dragon Duo. Again, it's searchable, it banishes stuff, it's really good. I got a Chaos Dragon Levinair the other day. I may switch out for one of the Chaos monsters instead and see how it runs, but right now, this build has been working pretty well for me. And then I am running the 1 Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, for my 1 Chaos monster. Again, just banishes stuff. It works well in the deck because the entire thing is light and dark. And then 2 Gem Knight Amber for the Brilliant Fusion engine. And then last but not least, pretty standard hand trap lineup. I don't have the Infinite Impermanence, so I'm running 2 Effect Veiler and then the triple Ash Blossom. So, I mean, same thing. Ash Blossom is great in this deck. I think a lot of people underrate the importance of still being able to stop a draw. Because if you can stop a draw, your Colossus is already stopping the searching. You really can shut down plays and kind of just keep your presence known on the board and stop your opponent from doing what they're trying to do. So on to the spell lineup. Triple Gold Sark, Obviously, again, play starter, you banish one of your Thunder Dragons with it, and you get going. So if you're playing this deck, you're running 3 until it gets hit on the ban list. No choice. Double Fusion, it's searchable, so you don't really need to run more than that. But it does let you, for late game, you can search a card out, not the turn that you use it. So it really came in handy the other day when I went to the tournament, and I was able to search out a Thunder Dragon the next turn and get stuff going again. Triple Brilliant Fusion for that Brilliant Fusion engine. Obviously, I mean, everybody knows what Brilliant Fusion does. You get your Brilliant Fusion monster, it's an extra monster on the board. It's an extra normal summon with Seraphonite, so no reason not to run 3 if you're running the engine. Triple Instant Fusion. You'll see why later on in the extra deck. It comes in handy in this deck. 2 Allure, and then a Monster Reborn and a Soul Charge. So, obviously, Soul Charge is super sacky. If you get it in this deck, it's combo deck. You're going to go off and you're probably going to win, especially if you pull it first turn. And same thing with Monster Reborn. In this deck, it works perfectly because it really is just made to, you can just keep extending your combos with it, which is great in this deck. Okay, on to the extra deck. So, for the fusion monsters, we'll start with 1 Thousand Eyes Restrict and a Kaminari Attack. So these are obviously your instant fusion targets. Kind of says it all. Thousand Eyes Restrict is spot removal, and Kaminari Attack is to get into your Thunder Dragon Titans. Double Colossus, because again, I don't have the money to go out and buy a third Colossus right now, although you're able to recycle it with things like Fusion. And a lot of times you don't really need that third one. Obviously you can run it. If I had a third one, I probably would find some room for it. But right now the 2 has been treating me pretty well. And then 2 Titan. I was running 1. I bumped this up to 2. It definitely has been a lot better. Because again, with the protection, and then this is kind of your disruption, and it can be a spot removal, so it's really, really good. And then the 1 Seraphonite. So I'm not running the engine with the Thunder Gem Knight in it yet. I did order one. I'm going to see how it works out. But right now, anyway, I'm running the Seraphonite, and it's been working out pretty well. Because you can, even if you don't have another regular level 4 or lower monster, you can still do a tribute summon to get your plays going. So I don't think even when I get it, I'm going to pull Seraphonite. I think I will still keep Seraphonite in there and find something else to pull out for it. Then on to Link monsters. I'm running the 1 Link Karibo. Only 1 Summer Summoner. I've never found that I've really wanted to go into more than 1 per game. I mean, I know the way a lot of people play this deck is kind of get a bunch of these things out and get a bunch of the Thunder Dragons out and kind of just sit on it. That's not really the way that I play. I like to kind of keep extending. You definitely can play it that way, though. If you don't have the money or the access to the Link 4s that I'm running, you can definitely run it that way, because you can, put 1 here and then move it to the other side, and you can kind of like open up 3 spots that way. So definitely is an option. Does come in handy, though, if you can only get 1 Thunder Dragon out. Next turn, you bring back the one that you did, and your opponent kind of is forced to either not destroy it or let you get an effect off. So it's really, really good. Reproductus, and the reason that I'm running that is for the Summon Sorceress. Summon Sorceress is great in this deck. Almost everything is Thunder, so it's super easy to make. And even if you're doing it with a Gem Knight, you use the Reproductus to make it. 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Obviously, spot removal, super good. Borlo Dragon. Boral Sword Dragon. And these come in handy a lot of times. I won a lot of games the other day with the Boral Sword Dragon, and that double attack that it gets is really awesome in this deck. Not always the easiest thing to make, but you usually can find a way with all the effects. And then finally, this is kind of where it gets different from a lot of other people's builds, is I am running a Saryuja. It is probably my favorite Link monster that's been made so far. I love that 4 draw and kind of being able to dig through your deck. It gets you that special summon. So it is really awesome in this deck if you can make it, because it opens up 3 spots. When you open up the 3 spots, you can usually get 3 fusions out, or 2 fusions and a Link. And it's kind of like, what is your opponent going to do if you're sitting on 2 Colossuses and a Titan or something, or a Colossus, a Titan, and a Borreload? What are they really going to do to you at that point? So it's great. It sadly may be the one that gets pulled for the Gem Knight fusion monster, because you don't go into it as much as you'd really hope, but when you do, it's pretty cool in this deck. So last but not least, I did want to show you guys the extra deck a little bit, just because, again, the extra deck's probably the most similar to what everybody else is running that I have right now. It's pretty standard. Most of my other decks, I never really side decked a whole lot in, but I found with this one, I'm doing it a lot. I'm pulling the hand traps out for the matches I don't need them against, and replacing them with things that help out in the matches. So yeah, so right now, I am running a triple Denko Sekka engine, really just for that Altergeist matchup. You have to be able to stop them from doing stuff. It's a hard matchup for this deck. It definitely is the worst one, and that's really the only deck that I struggle a lot against. I'm running 2 Ghost Ogres, just to sub out for the Ashes or the Veilers if you're in a match where it would work out. I might take those out for something else later on. Triple Mind Control. This thing comes in so much handy, especially in the mirror match. I may pull something out to put in a Super Polymerization instead, but right now the Mind Control has been working perfectly for me, and I've been happy since I picked them up. Double Twin Twisters, again, for that Altergeist matchup. A lot of what you side in here is either for the mirror match or the Altergeist matchup, because this deck does not have trouble against Sky Strikers right now. There's really not a problem with it. And then Triple Red Reboot, again, for the Altergeist matchup, or I guess Toads if you faced them. And then double Evenly Matched, which I don't really use a whole lot. You don't need to. But if you're against somebody who really knows how to go off, it definitely can help if you know that you're going to be going second, because this deck is not really made to go second. So anyway, that is the deck profile. I'm going to show you guys a combo real quick, where you can get your Saryuja out or your Summon Sorceress. Let's take a look at it. So, okay guys, so what you really want to have is Brilliant Fusion is important. It's more important if you're running the version that runs the Thunder Brilliant Fusion monster, or Gem Knight monster rather. Something to get a banish going. It can be anything. In this case, I'm going to use the Gold Sark, but it could be Allure of Darkness. It could be Thunder Dragon Duo. It could be anything that's going to banish one of your Thunder Dragon monsters. And then Batteryman Solar, because his token is probably the most important thing in this build. So what you're going to do is you'll normal summon your Batteryman Solar, and you're going to send any Thunder really to the deck. It doesn't to the graveyard. It doesn't really matter what one. I'll usually do a Matrix, because later on you can search another one off of it. Then you're going to use your Brilliant Fusion. You're going to activate your Brilliant Fusion, and you'll send any 2 lights, so your Gem Knight Amber, and then any other light rather. Again, doesn't really matter what one it is. And that's going to have you summon your Seraphonite. So you're going to summon your Seraphonite. And sorry, I'm trying a new setup here. I know I don't have a lot of room to work with this, so kind of bear with me. So then you're going to activate your Gold Sark. And I know generally a 3-card combo is really crummy. But again, with this deck, you can move it around so much that it really doesn't make a difference. You have so many different options. So you will send your Thunder Dragon Roar to the graveyard. Or you're going to banish it, sorry. You're going to banish your Thunder Dragon Roar, which is going to let you summon your Dark. Now when you summon Dark, that's going to give Batteryman Solar a token. So now you have 4 monsters on board. So your options are either Saryuja, super easy, you get your 4 draws, you get another special summon, whatever else in your hand you can kind of go off with. Or what a lot of people don't think of is, if you use the token and the Gem Knight Seraphonite, and again, don't forget, if you had other stuff in your hand, you also got another normal summon off of Seraphonite too. This is just very basic. You could have used Instant Fusion for this, you could have used anything for this. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to make Reproductus. Reproductus is going to change Dark, Thunder Dragon Dark to the same typing or attribute, whichever one it is with the same type. So you're going to change it to the same type, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to make your Summon Sorceress. So now you have Summon Sorceress. Batteryman Solar's here. You can summon any other Thunder monster from your deck. Doesn't matter which one it is. Pick and choose. Say you summon a Matrix. You also now, because you linked, got to search off of Dark, and you get your Hawk. So then you can bring something else back. So say we brought the Roar back. Well, now look, you have another Link 3 play that you can go into. If you got that summon off of the Seraphonite, a Link 4 play, or, you know, you can summon into a couple different Thunder Dragon monsters. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. So that's just like really basic. And again, I'm sorry with the whole camera angle. I'm still kind of working stuff out. But I wanted to show you guys that real quick because I feel like this is a part of the deck that is very, very underutilized. The swarming capabilities that it really has, because you kind of don't know where to go with them sometimes. You can fill up the board with stuff, but then what do you do with it? You go into Colossuses, and then you have extra stuff laying around that you don't have anything to do with. So, again, that's just one quick combo that you can do with it that I thought was pretty cool. Again, you can kind of sub that Brilliant Fusion, you know, if you had Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is still going to give Batteryman Solar the token. Allure of Darkness, if you have a dark monster in your hand, you can banish it and then get the effect if it's Roar or Dark. And then Dark gets you the search. So, again, pretty basic. I'll run it over real quick if you were doing it with the Instant Fusion too. So if you say you didn't have Brilliant Fusion, say you just had the Instant Fusion, and you just had the Batteryman Solar, just as an example. And then any way to banish a Thunder Dragon monster, which there are lots of them. But let's say, let's say you had the Gold Sark again. So you have an Instant Fusion, you have Solar, and you have Gold Sark. So you can summon your Batteryman Solar. Actually, you don't even need the Gold Sark. Let's say you don't even have this. Say you only have these two to start a combo with. You summon your Batteryman Solar, right? That's going to let you dump something in the grave. So let's say you dumped, I don't know. Say you dump Dark in the grave, just as an example. Doesn't really matter what it is. You're going to activate your Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is going to summon you out Kaminari Attack. Kaminari Attack is going to give you a token now, because Kaminari Attack is a special or normal summoned Thunder monster. So now you can use Kaminari Attack and the token, because it's a Thunder, to make your Summer Summoner. And this is a play that I tend to use a lot too if I don't have anywhere else to go. then you're going to go ahead and probably have had a Thunder Dragon somewhere in your hand that you activated its hand effect that turn. And then you can go into Colossus. Don't forget that's really important. You need to have a Thunder Dragon that you used its hand effect. But in terms of making links, that token is important. That's really the point I'm trying to get across. And I know this wasn't the best combo video. I'm going to do one where I just do combos for this deck. But I wanted to show you guys, like I said, a few things real quick. Just because I think people really underestimate the amount of stuff that this deck can do. And again, sorry for the quality. I'm kind of getting things back up. This really is the first video that I've done in a long time, and I really wanted to get something up, and I'm really happy with this deck. I've really had a lot of fun with it, and yeah, I mean, I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you think of it, let me know what you would do differently maybe. You know, and give me some love. Give me some love. Show me that, you know, you guys want me to keep doing these videos, because it seems like Adam has quit. Doesn't seem like he'll be back on the channel. I have a couple other friends who I still play with, who I want to show you some deck profiles that I've done with them. You know, and this is something, like I said, for a New Year's resolution that's really important to me that I want to start doing again. So, like I said, the more love I get, the more comments I get, the more views I get, the more of these videos I'm going to be able to do, and the more time I'm going to commit to it. You know, and the more I'm going to be able to show you guys stuff. So, have a great day.